Hello, everybody, and welcome back after I guess, quite some time. It was like Easter break, and also I've got a little bit of a reality check that I definitely should hurry up when it comes to studying. But yeah, we are back again with some full length content. I did post shorts, but I didn't really upload like a full video in I think like 2 weeks. But today we are back again, and that with full swing because we're doing a nail art video today. And as you can see, we're doing a sort of like pond as a base for all of the nails, which is what the different shades of green and a little bit of blue were for. And then here you can already see me drawing like the first lily pad, like the big one, like these are the thumbs. So this is where I normally put, the special sort of nail art. And the idea for today's nail set was basically, like a lily pad pond. And I for sure knew that I was going to do a frog, but I wasn't so sure what I was going to do on the other, like hand, on the other thumb. And I was kind of like thinking, what I'm going to do. Will I do like two different types of frogs? But no, if you can kind of tell by the outline of what I'm currently doing, it's not a worm, it is in fact a dragonfly. So I thought, that's kind of cute, little dragonfly. And you can see me here going in with some like light purple. I originally was unsure which colors to choose, but it looks pretty cute, and you can tell that it's a dragonfly. And yeah, that's basically what the one thumb is going to be, and I already spoiled a little bit what the other one is going to look like. It's basically a little frog. And not gonna lie, this is, I think, until now, one of my favorite nail sets, I think, because it's like normally I always have like one thing that I mess up. Not saying that this nail set is perfect, but I feel like overall the entire set is just chef's kiss. It's very consistent and nice looking. It also fits with the time because it's it's spring, but also it's raining a lot currently. As I am speaking in this moment, there is a lot of clouds, but it hasn't rained yet, so we'll see. But yeah, you can see me adding a little bit of, I wouldn't say shading, but just like an additional color, because like I guess the pictures that I found, like the dragonflies weren't just one color, and the wings aren't just one color. It's kind of like a gradient, I guess. And then we are going in and adding two lovely, very cute eyes. And in that moment, I realized I'm like, do I want to do like an outline? And I immediately started right after. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna torture myself and outline these little, like, I guess, hoary creatures, I don't know. But I only did this with like the thumbs, because for the other nails, it's more like, very, very small lily pads. And then the one, like, oh my god, what's it called? Like, I guess water lily. And I didn't outline those with like black. It's just regular, they stayed the same. And here you can see what I was talking about in terms of like the small lily pads, because I felt like this was just unnecessary and would look nicer without sort of like a black outline. And yeah. The great thing is I'm always using like the same colors, and if I introduce a new color, you will see it very like for a short amount of time on the camera, just like right now, because this is the color that I used for the water lily roses, water lily like flowers. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, looks very nice. And then I'm just gonna use I think I used the exact same brush. I used two brushes, one for like the background that covers a little bit more surface, and then basically for the thinner brush I only used this one to, get the details, and in this case, get the shape of the water lilies right. And that was our first design. And here you can always see I skipped, the process of me doing like the background, the base layer, if you will, because it's basically always the same. Like for all of the nails, it's the exact same with the exact same colors. And yeah, here we have the color of the frog. Oops. And it's just perfect. I'm so happy with the little froggo. I mean, the line work is not perfection, but he has that energy that you want to see from a little frog, right? You're gonna see I love the eyes. And I mean, I did have to go back sometimes. I mean, I cut away when that was the case, when I had to redo it, or basically, make it look a little bit prettier off camera, because I have definitely gotten better with, doing nail art on camera and managing, because the camera is in the way, and I don't know how people's vision works, but I, need to be close in order to see it. So I don't know how other people do that, but I've gotten a little bit better at it. And, for most of the video, not all, but most of the video, it's very centered. And here you can see, oops, that was my earrings. You can see the little froggo with his funny little eyes. He's very cute. I love him. Very successful indeed. I don't know if I finished my thought area, but this is one of my favorites because it's just so, I feel like, clean and just, I don't know, it's just a perfect little package. And the frog, whenever I look at it, I smiled. It's so cute. I preferred, I have to say, over the dragonfly. The dragonfly is also cute, but the frog has it's like between cute and also realistic, whilst the dragonfly I feel like is not that realistic looking, but yeah. And again, it's basically the same process over and over again. I think that frog and the dragonfly were definitely the most interesting parts. And of course now the water lily, which we're going to add. And besides that, it's basically just the background. Like all of my other nails are essentially just the pond and some small lily pads, small water lilies. And this is like the middle finger, and all the others, like the pinky and the ring finger and whatever, they're like regular. So I didn't feel the need to show all of them. So it's, that you don't have to the repetitiveness, because if you see the same thing be done 3 times, I mean, as you might know, I also don't do all 10 fingers. I don't film all of them. At most, I would film all 5 if the design was different for all 5 fingers on one hand, because it would be pretty boring if you had to watch every single thing repeated twice. So yeah, but here you can see this was actually really relaxing to do. It was definitely not as nerve-wracking as the other designs, but I think I originally did mess up with the green with the layering, because normally, there's a certain step-by-step process, and then I kind of forgot. I'm like, oh, now I have to paint around with the dark green paint, but it looks pretty nice. And I didn't think it would turn out that way, in terms of, if you notice, I used 2 different kinds of pinks or oranges, kind of a pink-orange color. The difference is not too, there's not a lot of contrast, but I actually kind of enjoy that it's more subtle, but maybe it could have been the darker orangey pink could have been a little bit darker, so you can see it, the contrast a little bit better, the same way with what was going on with the yellow. But well, I will hopefully remember that for next time. But here you can see that basically all of those, everything else, like all of the other nails, are basically this design in some sort of like variation, just some lily pads, some small ones, and of course some nice little water lilies. And it's just rinse and repeat after that. It's what I also enjoyed about this is it's beautiful and pretty and not that hard. Like if you wanted to, you could of course only do these type of nails on all 5 of your fingers, I guess 10, but per hand. And this is the finished nail set. I love it so much. So pretty and aesthetic, and the frog is so cute. Dragonfly also cute, but I prefer the frog. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, bye!